Well, it certainly feels like we've entered the era where charm can get you in the White House better than resume, or easier than resume. Having said that, on the major defect part, you didn't go into detail, but you did bring up the word humility. Is that one area that you'd like to see Donald Trump get a little better at? Is that something you've talked to him about?
I think it's, yes, and I think it's obviously a very important thing to be able to simply say, you know what, there may be other people who know more about this than I do, and I'm going to listen and see what they have to say, and I'm going to take what they have to say into, consideration. And he will do that. But, it would be good for him to actually say it, and I think that would help people. I think it would also help them if he would indicate, for instance, who he is going to be working with, and particularly what kind of people, and maybe some specific names for Supreme Court nominations, and I believe that he will be coming out with those very soon.
Yeah, I think everyone's waited with bated breath, of course, after the abortion topic came up last week. It kind of hit home with some people that could actually be a major part of this campaign, because the next president is going to pick at least 3 Supreme Court justices.
Absolutely, and people also need to recognize that a lot of the questions that the candidates are asked, particularly these hypotheticals, are things the president actually can't do. They're not within his purview or his range of powers. So he should feel free, all of them should be free to say, that's not something that the president has jurisdiction over.
You've been very, very active on behalf of Donald Trump here recently, and I know over the weekend you headed up to North Dakota. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience? In other words, being on the ground and watching the machine and being a part of that machine, trying to woo folks. How was that?
Well, first of all, when I landed in North Dakota, I said, hooray, because it was number 50 for me. It was the
really?
last
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was very cool. It was cold, but the people were incredibly warm and very receptive. And I had an opportunity to talk with a lot of the potential delegates and explain to them my rationale, and they were very, very open. And we were able to have very good discussions, and I think we moved the needle. And it's good. But, the key thing for me is that we must have a process where the will of the people is respected. And whoever the people choose, that is the person that the party needs to get behind, not the other way around.
Well, did you come away from North Dakota feeling that way? Because from what I've read, of the 25 delegates, I know they're unbound, but 18 more or less are in the Cruz camp. Are you satisfied with that outcome, or do you think the system still needs to be tweaked a little bit?
I don't trust those numbers at all, and I think we'll see what happens when we get to Cleveland. But I don't believe those numbers at all, and I believe that there are definitely some movement there.